in Shirley's garden this afternoon. It's been a long time since I've been back to her garden. I haven't had a chance. The grass has all disappeared long ago. A few weeds have sprouted up, basically because she didn't want to keep putting the grass on. But interestingly enough, she's been away for a while, and here's this pot in the front garden, and it's almost completely dried out from that hot sun we've had, and partly because she hasn't covered it. So you could literally probably dig that out now and put it around her garden. That's what I'd be doing, because she hasn't been feeding it. It's accumulated, but it's pretty much good enough to put on your garden. And what's interesting, her roses have flowered several times. I'm just doing this on my phone because my son isn't here to help me. But what's interesting is the one up the end here, where we had a pot, she moved the pot and she dug one of the other roses up and planted the rose on top of it. And you can see how beautiful it's growing. Now, is that from the pot? Hard to say. But the other roses, though they're surviving, aren't doing as well as that one which is planted on top of the pot, or on top of the contents of the pot. She upended the contents into the hole and then replanted the rose, and it's looking beautiful. But the garden's looking very dry and barren, and she needs to give it a good water. Otherwise these roses are probably going to die anyway. And there's my kitty cat being annoying in the background. So I'll go now and spread that pot around her garden, and then when she waters later today, hopefully all those nutrients will go directly onto her plants. I've just cleaned Shirley's pots out, and you can see I just spread the soil around her plants because the soil around it is so dry I can barely mix it in. Here's a bit of plastic from when we did the paper. But you can see how lovely that soil is as compared to her dry, barren soil there. So it's in desperate need of some water, and I'm hoping she'll do that this afternoon. But if you have a look inside the pot here, this has been left for a while. You can see there are some tiny roots growing in there. Those plants are so dry, they're coming into that pot looking for food and nutrients. But that's the first time I've seen that. So I guess it can happen if you're not keeping your garden up and keeping the water to your soil. Your plants are going to go searching for food wherever they can get it. So something to be aware of. But otherwise, that pot's now ready to start filling again. And I've spread all the stuff around the garden, and you can see though that here under this rose bush all the roots are starting to show, because the soil in this raised garden bed has just completely dropped down, so she needs to add more soil again now, and she really needs to cover it with some sugarcane mulch to keep that moisture in the soil. But this is what raised garden beds will do. The soil will just keep dropping, and you've constantly just got to keep topping them up, and you've got to keep that moisture up to them as well. So that'll do for today.